Hello, my name is Jeff Rolka. Thank you for checking out my video. Great question this time. This is part of Questions from Commons 54. These are separate videos nowadays. I'm going to give that a go for a little while. This is a question about live practices, or live events, live performances versus singing in a controlled environment. Question about the difference between singing in a controlled practice environment versus a live environment. During lessons, my breathing and support seem solid, and my voice is generally where I'd like it. When I put on a guitar and go play open mics, I feel like I get into my upper chest and sound like I'm trying to blow the back wall of the place out. Suggestions on how to work through this, or is this just experience? Certainly experience will play a role in this. But there's an old cliche in the music world that goes something to the effect of our best performances are done in the practice room. And this is a nod to the ease and also the familiarity and the controllability of the environment, which you clearly understand from the way that you framed your question. The question then becomes, how do we bring some of that ease from the practice room, some of that performance mojo into the live space? And there's a lot of different things you can do. But the problem, of course, is that live events, live performances, tend to change from one to the next. And of course, at an open mic, I think it's even more so, because it'll be rare if you get to do any kind of sound check or anything like that. But a couple suggestions here. Use as little of the monitors as you can possibly manage. From the way that you framed your question, you said that you're trying to get into your upper chest and blow the back wall out. That suggests to me that you're trying to really force the sound. We usually do that when we can't hear ourselves. The other side of this is that if you tell the sound person, kindly, I might add, I shouldn't say tell them, I should say politely request that they turn the monitor down. You might not be able to hear yourself at all. But I would argue that that's better than getting blasted by the monitor, if you're lucky enough to have a monitor. But generally, when vocalists have that kind of an issue, it's that the listening environment, the monitoring environment is too loud. And so you're trying to hear your live voice over the monitoring, and we push. This is especially true if it's the guitar overbalancing the vocal. That will really, really mess things up. And this is a very common thing because typically the vocal mic will feed back before the guitar will, particularly if you're using like a piezo pickup or something like that in the acoustic. If you're using an acoustic guitar, if you've got like a piezo pickup, those tend to have a fairly high noise before feedback threshold. So the less of that monitor that you can use, in other words, the volume of it, the more you can get it down, that will probably help with that feeling like you're trying to sing too hard. And if you can't manage that, then try to balance it so that the guitar is a little bit less. Go too low with these things, and then there's a tendency to try to back off the mic or try to go too soft. The best thing you can do here is to try to sing past the mic. You can't ignore the volume entirely, because if you have dynamics in your vocal delivery, then you'll quickly be too loud and too soft, and the sound person will start to adjust things, and it can get really chaotic from there. So try to use as little of that as you can. Get the volume of it lower that you can manage. If you have other people playing with you during the open mic, try to get them to play at a lower volume. Drummers and guitar players will often put up some resistance here. Do the best that you can. Experience will play into this. It is unfortunate, but it is true that in a lot of live performance scenarios, you're playing by the memory of the physical experience rather than actually hearing yourself. This is not ideal. I mean, I don't know if I really need to say that, but it's really not ideal. It is just an unfortunate reality. And you might say to yourself that as you get better and better gigs, that this will become less of an issue. And yet, there like sound issue problems from every level of the industry. Adele a couple years ago was singing at the Grammys, and she like popped her in-ear out because she couldn't hear herself adequately. This is at the Grammys. I mean, if they can't dial in the monitors at the Grammys, what hope do you think you really have at an open mic or a small club? Now, I don't mean to be downtrodden about it, but it's just something that happens. When the monitors are right, then it's really fun. It's awesome, and it feels great, and it sounds great, and particularly if you start doing gigs and you can wear in-ear monitors, then that will change everything. That can be absolutely delightful. But by the same token, it's all dependent on getting the mix right and the overall volume in the in-ears or the wedges, whatever you happen to be using. So experience will help a lot with this. Be patient, keep at it. Try to get stage volumes low. That makes mixing monitors that much easier, and it will also make mixing the front of house easier for your sound engineer because with a lower stage volume, there's less to compete with by the front of house system, and they can get the sound dialed in really, really nicely. It all begins with modest stage volumes. Everything else is made easier from there. Keep at it, keep going, and let me know in the comments how you get on with it. I look forward to hearing about it. I hope that helps. Till next time, my name's Jeff. Take really good care of your voices, enjoy singing, and hopefully we'll see you again. Bye.